good to go. So this is going to be our first roundtable meeting, I guess. We're going to go to a roundtable meeting. I have a list of things to talk about, guys. So we got Charles, Chuckster, got Paul, and we got Adam, and which is great because I wasn't really expecting a whole lot of people. People always say they want to come on, but they don't come on. But I've got a list of things that we could, over time, discuss things. We're not going to discuss all of them now. We have, like, in the future, we could do set release breakdowns if you want to as a group. Whatever you guys feel comfortable with. We could talk about, obviously, the big topic is rookies. We could do, indie versus major releases. We could talk about, individually, talking about how you store your collections. People always have interesting ways of storing their collections. We could talk about the WTC donation card, if you guys are up for that. Do you want to do it now or later kind of thing? And then one thing that kind of caught my eye the other day, I was checking out, someone had posted on one of our posts on the Facebook page about how they don't care for tops anymore because they don't like basically fakes. There's fake relic cards and fake autograph cards from their UFC line, and they believe that their WWE stuff is also fake. So we could talk about that. I mean, anything you guys want to talk about. So.
What do they consider fake? Are they talking about the manufactured relics? Or
correct?
Yeah.
I love those things. I love them.
Well, I mean, I love them too, but this guy
are they actual pieces of the mat?
Are the actual pieces of the mat? Are the actual piece of someone's event-worn shirt, or is it just something that's from the WWE Shop Zone? I mean, who's to say? I mean, really, who's to say?
I can't look at my Sable autographs the same way anymore, Tony. After what you told me
last
time. I question some of this stuff too. I posted something a couple weeks ago on Twitter of 20 Christie Hemme autograph cards that a guy sold me once for $10 for 20 of the same autograph. I've come across stuff that I've wondered, like if you look at a card from Fleer and a card from Topps 10 years later, and you look at the mat, it looks like it's exact same. Like some of these things, you got to wonder, did they really get the mat that they said from this event? Did they really cut a piece of clothing from this superstar at this point? But who knows?
I mean, you saw the discussion we had with Jeff Zapata. So when he started working for Topps, and he worked for him for 13 years. He was there during the WCW stuff, and then he worked on the first 5 or 6 WWE licensing when they in 2005, 6, and 7. And he said that they bring in this gigantic piece of mat, ring mat that was cut. But then again, it's just coming from WWE to them. How do they know it's legit or not?
If it's just a black piece of shirt, I'm not real happy with just a black piece of shirt. But if it was like a multicolored piece, that kind of interests me. But you can cut any kind of black piece of shirt and put it in a card, and that really means nothing to me. You got to have some kind of put the picture of the wrestler wearing that shirt, and then some kind of a little cutout to verify that it really was from the shirt that he's wearing.
It's strange over the years how sometimes they pick a certain image for a card, and like I think there's a couple of them, like with shows like Chris Jericho, it's like a piece of his shirt, but the picture of him on the card, he's got no shirt on. He's just in the ring.
Well, the picture of the card often doesn't match with the swatch.
Exactly. And the ring mats, I don't mind if they're the oversized and they're actually autographed on the mat, but there's so many ring mat cards out right now that you can get them for $5.
I mean, you get a little piece like this to go into cards like that, but you're getting a piece of slab, 4 feet by 5 feet, whatever it is. Like you can make a lot of freaking cards out of that.
Yeah.
Well, it's two things. It's not, are they necessarily legit, but Chuck, you're going to agree with me because you and I, we share with the same thought on this, but there's too many of them. Like when I was doing sort of the flip throughs before the Topps Now stuff, Chuck, that you provided me, there was 9 major Topps releases last year, right? So that's 9 in a year. So that's every month and a half, you've got a widespread release that's going to have 20 autographs, 25, 30 relics, times that by 9. How many mat cards? And then figure that we've been collecting these things for 20 years now. Like how many black pieces of swatch, how many gray mat relics can there be? So
you guys could build your own ring now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could make 3 or 4 rings if I took all the little swatches and cut them and put them together.
For me, it doesn't matter.
They would put little pieces of other things into the card, like they had the Kurt Angle milk carton thing. I have a dual image. I think I have it up on my Twitter account. It's a dual image of a Sting part of his shirt and then his baseball bat, a chunk out of his baseball bat. It was a dual memorabilia card. Those little things are neat. And like the hurricane thing that you have. And if they would throw something like that in once or twice a year and make it short printed to kind of give it a little more value. So people are really chasing it. I love the chase.
There's
Adam, what is it you collect, Adam? I mean, do you collect all those ring mat cards? Do you care about them?
Yeah, I do. You know, one of these things, I'm a completist, so it's really tough in general with all the parallel sets anyway. But for me, the ring mat cards, it really depends on, you know, I think I already knew that it wasn't really a part of the ring or wasn't a part of the shirt. It's really the numbered and the fact of which wrestler's on it and which parallel is it. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I will say, you know, TriStar put out some great Sting ones with the shirt and then pieces of its face paint, which was pretty awesome. You could tell just by looking at that it came off. But the ring relic for me, you know, I look at that mat and go, that thing's brand new. So it's really what's at the card.
That's why I like the old Fleer ones when you got a whole series that had like big giant blood spots on it, like that. You know, I did a show in Toronto years ago, that Fan Expo with Lita and Trish, because I had worked with Lita for many years, and so it was my first time working with Trish. And they were doing their Team Bestie thing. They just put out their first card, you know, that little trading card, their Team Bestie card. And then afterwards, it's a really surreal moment for me. So I go back to my hotel room, and then Trish comes and meets me at the hotel room, in my hotel room. And we're both sitting on the floor by the windows like that, the patio like that, going through all the trading cards that her husband had collected like that. And she had all these blank off the mat autograph cards like that. So she signed them for me on the actual ring mat themselves, because all her stuff that was from Fleer came on the top. So she signed some for me in the bottom. And I said, I'll take this one and this one, because this one has a lot of, she goes, that's blood? I go, that's a lot of blood in there. She goes, oh, it's gross. And so she signed. But those ones were kind of cool, because the top stuff, of course, we live in a PG era now, so it's not going to be that kind of stuff on there anyways.
Yeah.
But this guy named Scott had wrote, when we had posted Mike's column about the Transcendence, that's a whole conversation by itself.
Yeah, don't get me started on that.
He posted, he says, after the numerous issues reported with UFC autograph and memorabilia cards, not to mention the lies told about the digital signings for the trading card app, I don't trust Topps anymore. I don't recall any articles being talked about or anything talking about the lies. Do you guys have read anything about that before?
The lies?
Yeah, Paul, if you can start, anything that you remember, have you heard anything about Topps or anybody, have you read any articles about there being some kind of a controversy about fake cards being produced by Topps? I mean, fake stuff?
No, not by Topps. I would reckon that would be one of their major concerns, is to make sure everything they put out is legitimate, or as legitimate as they can have it. But, you know, I have my thoughts on Transcendent. That doesn't really talk about, doesn't really speak to the legitimacy of what it is. Like, I decided last year I didn't go for any of it because it was just too expensive. You know, it's just crazy, 12 grand for a case. And I thought, okay, just because I have all the base sets, I'm going to try and get just the base set from this new release. That's $750. And then I was chasing down the Vince auto, and Michael correctly said the other day, it's just a V. It doesn't look like anything. Yeah. And that was $2 grand. So, I mean, you know, I just can't justify that kind of pricing. I'm sure there's people in the basketball worlds and baseball worlds that pay that kind of price for premium product, but I just don't get it. And I agree with what Michael said in your last show 100%. You can't just put a gold border on something and say that it's worth 10 times as much, you know? So maybe that's not Topps making counterfeit cards, but that's Topps cheating in my mind. You know, like, hang on, what do you make? Where's the value in this money that you're charging? Because there's not going to be secondary value after the fact. Like 10 years from now, I'm not going to hold a Transcendent card and say, okay, this base card is worth $20. It's just not going to be the case.
Adam, you collected other sports cards like that too, or just wrestling?
Oh yeah, I've collected baseball, football, for years.
You remember in the early '90s? I mean, I don't know how old you are. I'm 50, so I mean,
I'm 42. Yeah.
in the early '90s, I mean, NBA Hoops put out a shit ton of product. There was a lot of controversy. I know it was NBA Hoops with the Shaquille O'Neal autographs. Or no, all the college people who, and like majority of them never even signed it. It was somebody else signed it for them, like some kind of a rep did. So I remember hearing about that and reading about that, but I've never heard or read anything about any of the UFC or the wrestling stuff from Topps, because they have those licenses being of like bogus. Have you heard anything about that?
Just online like this. I haven't seen any. There hasn't been any CNN articles or anything like that on it. You talk about the NBA hoops. I mean, that was something that I definitely knew about back then. And to be honest with you, even as a kid, I didn't think these guys signed him at all. I mean, I cannot see sitting there you know, for 1 of 250, I'm going to sit there and sign 250 cards with a perfect signature. I just don't see people physically being able to do that. So maybe it's just the assumption. You know, for me, it's really about what happened to the days when the chance of buying a 50-cent pack and getting an unbelievable card. You go back to the Transcendent. Well, I know somebody paid 12 grand for that case. It's like cheating. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I always go back to the fact that I just don't expect the signature to be real unless I'm standing there. That's just my opinion on it.
Well, I can tell you that sitting for some like the Leaf products, the first couple of releases of Leaf, the Jericho cards that Leaf ended up getting like that, I negotiated that deal with Jericho. I got those stickers done. Now I wasn't present when he signed them, but I know the person who did it from the company that did it. But I sat with Demolition when they signed theirs. I sat with them. I have some somewhere in a box over there. I still have like, you know, I just have a blank here for me. Sat with Scott Steiner while he signed his. I mean, I sat with these guys and watched them sign them. I remember I sat there with David Porter was with me when we did when we were signing did the ones with Demolition. I was helping out from American Icon Autographs, great company. Sean Jacoby's an awesome guy. And I sat there with those guys, and Barry is sitting there just signing, goes, Tony, I can't feel my arm anymore. He's like, he just kept signing it. But I said, well, you signed the contract to sign you know, X amount of product in 90 minutes, and here you are. So I know majority of things are legit. I know they are. But like you said, these guys, you can't see them sitting there going like Dusty Rhodes as an example, that TNA set. It's hard to find full Dusty Rhodes signatures from TNA, but you'll mostly find that DR, because that was towards the end of him signing all that stuff, just getting it done. Yeah. So that first, you know, 30, 40, 50 cards or whatever it was he signed, Dusty Rhodes. But I mean, I know the majorities are legit. I haven't heard anything. When I see comments made like this, it makes me like, whoa, I didn't read anything. Did I miss something? I mean, not that I'm on top of everything, but has there been articles or have there been assumptions that these things are bogus? Yeah. I agree with what you guys more about, like the Transcendent makes me, I just pay 12 grand, I get everything. I'm done. I'm good. I'm done. I got everything. So there's really no thrill to chase there. It's just I buy it and I got it.
Who's got 12 grand? That's the question. Who's got 12 grand?
Apparently someone do, because they sell out. And that's always been the thing about manufacturers. I've always wanted to try to help, like when we first started WTC, and I talked about this on an episode before, we wanted them to go ahead and throw like a WTC1 numbering on the back of a promo card and just kind of help promote the product. But these guys don't give a rat's ass about any manufacturer, and nothing against them. They don't care because they produce a product, they package it, they take their orders from distributors, they send out distributors. As long as it clears the Topps warehouse, the TriStar warehouse, whoever, it's a sellout. It's sold out. It's done. I don't care anymore because it's sold. Now it's the distributors, the card dealers, and the third, you know, party sellers to go and do their business. So why would they want to promote that way? They don't care. So I don't know. I just I think it's an interesting topic to bring up. I just saw it last night when that guy made a post. Actually, it was 2 days ago.
Tony the other day. I couldn't find it, but I have a memory, and I think it was with the TriStar sets, of having 2 of the same serial number on a card, like having 2 3 of 10s. And I remember laughing at that, and I should have kept it. But I have a very distinct memory. I was looking for it on the weekend when I was doing some of the recording, and I couldn't find it. But I remember that, seeing 2 3 of 10s and thinking, oh, here we go.
That's why for my car, my wife goes, well, why don't you just go ahead and hand number them and start the process quicker? Because when I'm trying to talk to a printing company, when I submit my order, most printing companies want you to buy minimum of 25 cards or 100 cards, whatever it is. Now the base card of the Kevin Nash autograph we're going to be doing, the base card is unsigned. Yeah, I'll get 100 of those print off, no problem. That's no problem. But when I'm going to be photoshopping on the card itself, 1 of 25, 2 of 25, 3 of 25. Obviously it's too expensive to foil stamp. I just, you know, I can't justify spending a lot of money doing that and hope for some kind of return to help pay, because I got to cover the print costs first, which are going to be minimal, hopefully, and then just pay for the rest of it goes to the site. I don't care. It all goes to the site. We've never made WTC a profitable thing. We tried thinking about doing advertisements some kind. Maybe we can do that someday down the road, but any money made from that just goes right back to the site to keep it going. So I got to find, when I go out and print, I'm only going to print 1 of 25. That's 1 image. 2 of 25. That's 1 image. 3 of 20. So I have to submit all those individual ones. So we won't have issues like hand numbering where someone can remove the ink, because that can be done, and then make their own 1 of whatever. Or I just don't like hand numbering. I've never liked hand numbering shit. So Don't like it. But I wonder how something like that actually happens. I mean, Fleer sent me stuff that was unnumbered stuff of their numbered stuff back in the day.
Right.
Yeah, they sent me unnumbered stuff. And of like what was it that they had that last one, that Divas set they had, that last Divas had no 05, 04.
Yeah, they had 2 of 5s and the 15s. They had a couple
Yeah,
of
yeah.
ones at the end.
So well,
The
they had
kisses.
they had unnumbered ones too.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, it's possible. I don't know how someone turns around and does 3-3. I guess. I mean, it
Well,
happens.
it's like how I ended up with 20 Christie Hemi cards, right? Like, obviously they weren't all inserted into packs. Someone suggested maybe TriStar held them back to reseed them later, but that's odd to me. That
Or maybe Christie had them as well, because a lot of the talent I work with have a lot of cards sitting around.
Right, like you said with the Rey Mysterio brick. At one point, you were holding a lot of his autographs. Now, if you did nothing with them, at one point you could have sold them to me or anybody else.
I should have,
right?
shoulda, coulda, woulda, man. Back in that day, I should have just like made an offer to take the whole damn thing, because he signed some in red, some in black, some in blue.
And those are nice cards too.
Yeah, and it's like I couldn't believe it's like the this card, never got put in packs. This PMS card never got put in packs. She had a whole stack of them, probably like maybe 100 of them.
Yeah.
It was one. As a matter of fact, the fun story about that is that was the first time I worked with Kevin Nash. So I'm talking about 07, and we had a table, and she wasn't even scheduled at Chiller Theater in New Jersey, and she wasn't even scheduled to be there. But Kevin tells a great funny story about it, where reason why is like he gave her half the table. So she has half the table. So here I am. I'm not supposed to work with her. I'm working with Kevin. And all of a sudden she pulls out these 8x10s. Okay, it's typical. Trading cards. What the hell are these things? Really? They put out SmackDown for PMS card. Never seen these in my life. There they are. She had a whole bunch of them. I'm trying to track down the guys from Comic Games. I found I've had a good relationship with Alan Gordon over the years. And he's no longer, of course, Comic Image doesn't exist, but he's some sort of a different agency. I found him, but I haven't reached out to him yet to see if he wants to talk about the old Comic Image. I want to talk to Ron Ferrari. Ron Ferrari was the editor of all the WWF stuff back then for them. So he was the one that sent me those never before released Divas promo cards from that Comic Images did. So yeah, I guess we don't have an answer for these this fake shit, I guess.
I think that it would be more widely known. Like it would be a big deal if Topps all of a sudden got exposed on something like that. Not just wrestling, on anything. If it came out that they were fraudulently,
couldn't there be like a legal action because the back of the card does say congratulations, you have an authentic autograph card.
I don't think that Topps is doing anything nefarious there. If anything was going on, it could be after the fact on the secondary market. But I think that that's their stock and trade. I mean, the whole thing falls apart if they can't be trusted as a manufacturer.
Because most of these things are like, we did the stuff for Leaf. We had the talent sit there. And before that, there was a company, I think Leaf bought them. It was called Razor. And they did a lot of sketch and autograph type cards. And I think I have some blanks sitting over here. They would do stuff where you had to sign a release form. Like they had to have a release form, like, you're doing these 10 sheets of 30 stickers per sheet and you're signing them. And then someone had to witness it and sign a witness right there. Not that can't be faked as well, so like that. But, I hate trying to be the conspiracy theory kind of guy, but it just seems like, it's only one guy, but it just had me thinking that, does this exist in wrestling? So here we are talking about it. So,
Another concern about the autographs. I know we've talked about the sloppy signatures, and we did all that with Michael Moore the other night. But another one, I prefer the on-card autographs more often, because when they do a sticker, so many people are signing so quickly, and they're running their name off the top or the bottom of the sticker. I have a Gene Okerlund that just looks like a bunch of lines because he's off the top and off the bottom. To me, that means nothing. I mean, I know he touched the sticker and they stuck it on the card, but that's horrible, the stickers. That's why I always go more for the on-card autographs.
Yeah, well, on-card is tough because you end up having talent who never wants to sign then, so now you're stuck with a card you made, and I totally get that, but you think you want to confirm with people first, but whatever. Let's see. We actually have some people asking some questions on right now. Well, David couldn't be with us this morning, so Porto, but he is he's chatting away on our Facebook.
Hey, David.
He said TriStar, in my opinion, was not quite on top of what they put out. I had several conversations trying to verify stuff, and they really couldn't verify to me. They just told me whatever was on the sales sheet was what they released. And I do remember having those conversations. I a few times had I think it's Jeff Rosenberg is the CEO for TriStar, and he was the person that I would talk to on the phone every once in a while about products, and he would say, well, we're excited about this, and he was a nice guy, but always really just being a pitchman that kind of pitches upcoming product, but he could never confirm anything because he's got so much stuff going on. How can you confirm anything? You got to find the guy who's actually part of it. Oh, scary. Okay, well, it is scary, David. So, I think we're going to, I do want to talk about rookies, but I think we should probably reserve it for a whole episode by itself one day for a roundtable, because that's going to be a long ass conversation, I think. And I don't think we're ever going to get around to resolving anything with that, because everybody has a difference of opinions.
Yeah.
I remember David and I'll say this briefly and we'll move on to something else, but I remember David and I did put something out on WTC. It might still be up there in the forums area, where we have what we determined what our definition of a rookie card. And it is a straight lift from Beckett's guidelines. And I think that's always been the benchmark and the guideline forever. Wrestling is so unique and different in that respect, because there's no multiple manufacturers putting out one season of a company or a team. There's no team. So it's difficult to say, what's this? We have rookies and we have what's called extended rookies. I mean, we have, there's a reason why we have different definitions. So I don't know. Me personally, I get a little irritated when I see people putting up like the Chromie cards, which are gaming cards first off, or those Carnation cards, which I'm sure they do hold value. Those would never in a million years qualify as rookie cards to me, period. Because they're gaming cards, just straight up gaming cards. If that's the case, I got a shit ton of raw deal cards that have first time people in it.
Sure.
What I don't like is when Topps themselves stamp it.
Correct.
And you get their Topps Night 2017. It says rookie card. Then you get the same performer on an NXT set that says rookie card. Well, which one is it?
Yeah, because they'll have a card from 2015 release and another one 2017 release.
Manufacturer telling me that because quite often it's not true.
Yeah,
I have 2 Oscar cards that they're just the base cards. They're marked as a rookie. They have the RC emblem. It's from 2 different sets in the same year.
Yeah, exactly.
And they both have Oscar, both have RC on it.
Right.
But so I'm obviously the first one that was released. I would consider that. But why wouldn't they pay more close attention to the detail on those cards when they're doing that? Because it just ruined it for me on them marking the rookie designations on them.
I just don't like them marking them in general. I don't think that Topps should determine that.
Especially newer stuff that's out right now, because the product is what it is right now. But the market right now is really going after the old Hogans and the Savages and things like that. I mean, those are big money cards. Those are legendary people, Hall of Famers, whatever the case may be. But I know that the value is in those 82, 83 All-Stars. Great, I get it. I just don't consider them rookie cards, any of them. There was a regional stuff. It was a magazine order. It just doesn't fit the bill for what I consider rookie cards. I do consider the Hogan, 85 Topps. That's the rookie card. Does it hold more value than the old one? Hell no, it doesn't. I get it, because there's more of it. I don't know. It's, again, we'll have a conversation for.
You're right. This we'll get into a whole show, because we can dissect it any which way. Like wrestlers are interesting because they have their stage name and their real name, and sometimes they sign differently. And
yeah, we just call it a person. I don't care. I mean, Paul can call himself Mr. Paul A. He can call himself Big Bad Paul. He can call himself Paul the Destroyer. I don't give a shit. He's still Paul.
You're right. Save this one for another time, no, because we can go every which way on this.
Yeah, because David just posted. David posted what the definition in our glossary section. He just posted up on Facebook of, it's a long rant. You guys can read it and everybody else can read it later. So like that, what we define as a rookie and stuff like that. But we'll go across it. I guess I got you guys on right now. We'll talk about the WCW donation card right now, I guess. Because we did a little bit off the air here about talking about, I was talking with my wife. She thinks I should probably start trying to get donations now, even though I don't have a card in hand. I like to deliver something when I have it in hand to give somebody right away. Right now, I feel I'm a month off from getting the whole process done, like printed to me, shipped to talent, signed, back to me, and then out to people. I'm at least a month out. Do you guys care? Do you think people would care if I put up some kind of a button someplace now saying, hey, because now I'm kind of committing to something like, well, I don't know if Kevin's going to sign, I have 38 scheduled for, 1 of 25, 1 of 10s. So number 25, 10s, 2, and 1. That's 38 cards. And I might have some unnumbered ones sign if he'll agree to sign more. I don't know. I have to have a conversation with Kevin to see how many he's willing to sign. That's going to determine, how many they're going to be. And I don't know what kind of price point to put on it based on donation stuff. Like I'm not straight selling them. Some people say, are you selling them? I'm not selling them. I'm just offering them up as a donation. If someone wants to donate $100, is that going to be the top tier one? Is it going to be the 1 of 1 card? I have to prioritize those cards. How do you guys think that'd be the best way to do that?
Well, I think you definitely got to tier it. I think much like the Patreon does for a lot of the podcasts. I think a 1 of 1 is. I mean, it's hard to put a value on that, but that either that or having a button up during a chat, during a YouTube live chat or whatever, something like that, you can donate $5, $10. And for me, it's always been, if it's kind of like a bit of like a Kickstarter, you can see the progress all the way through. And if you donate a certain amount, then you're guaranteed a card. If not, then you know that you're at least putting some money towards the process happening. So,
correct.
Updates I think is great. I mean, I jump on it right now. And I think a lot of people would. There's so many people out there that collect not tops, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't collect tops or whatever. This is a big deal for them. So
it would be an ongoing thing. I don't foresee it being more than like 2 a year, if that, maybe. Again, it depends.
I look at it
But what
more.
would you do if you offered $100 for the 1 of 1 and 3 or 4 people popped in with $100 for that 1 of 1 card?
Exactly. That's the problem. And that's my dilemma. It's like, I don't want to be a dick and go, sorry, I'm going to keep your money, but you don't get a 1 of 1, or you all get 1 of 1s.
I think the more important thing is that it's supporting you guys. Like it's a
correct.
donation towards the sort of reformation of the new WTC site and the cost.
Well, let me go ahead. I mean, I'm very transparent with my shit here, so I don't give an F.
Bonus. In my mind, the Nash card and whatever cards you put out are a bonus. But I think it's like I'm more so happy to donate to the fund to help you guys get back.
And trust me, it's appreciated, but I always feel like I should be giving back something though for that donation.
That's a nice way.
But here's my
one of 1 could be a problem because who gets the 1 of 1? So maybe you do like 10, for example, like a set of 10. You do a 1 of 1 that you hang on to, and it could be in the WTC museum. And then the next 10 can go out to the crazy collectors like me and Chuck that get this stuff. But I look at it more as that the money that I'm spending is time that it's going to take and the scans and all the work that David's going to have to do. I know what it takes just doing my site, which is a fraction of the work that you guys are going to have to put in, plus the cost and everything else. So if you sort of, and the time that you're spending on these videos.
I hate to be an ass about it like that, but I don't really care. It's like for myself. I'll get something signed by Kevin whenever the hell I want to get signed. So I'm very transparent with everything right now. So I can get a year right now. Because GoDaddy always gives you the wonderful sales at the beginning, it's like that. After that, there's no more deals. It's just basically what they call it, renewing every year. So right now, it costs me $215.88 to get the package that I need to get WTC running the way I want it to be run, plus an additional $25 a year for a specific email address, because I want to have something a little more just a contact email that can be funneled to a joint, Gmail account. So we don't have the problem before we lost all of our emails because we don't have that anymore. If I want to do up to 5 years and I get a better deal, monthly, it's going to be around about almost $800 to do 5 years of everything. I won't have to worry about it for 5 years, which would be freaking awesome because I've been paying for this stuff $20 a month since 2002. So that's where I'm at right now. So if I just do yearly, it's $215.88, and then after that they go to $20. It's $240 a year, every year, plus 20. Then it'll be $71 because I get that first year for a deal at $24 for the year for the email. After that, it's $71.88.
You can get to the 800, Tony?
Huh?
You think we could get you to the 800?
I don't know. I'd be great. If we get to 800, it solves 5 years of problems. I'm not going to worry about any more paying for the site, and then just focus on rebuilding the site properly.
Yeah, that should be the goal. Like if that's the magic number, saving $750, that's what the drive is, then work back from that. Like, from us, from the guys on your forums and the people you know,
Sure.
we're all going to contribute, some more than others.
Trust me, when I called them, I used your website as a base. When I had my tech guy from GoDaddy, I said, can you just type in wrestlingpriceguide.com? So I said, that's a WordPress format if I'm not mistaken. He goes, yes, it is. He checked it out. And I go, something like that. Do you have a template that's like that I can use like that I can manipulate? So he goes, I think we have something. And so I'm definitely going WordPress. Because WTC as it is right now was hard coded by me from scratch.
Yeah, WordPress is really easy because I can update anything on the site very simply, which is why WordPress is the way.
It's just when I first started doing it, before I started using the Yahoo, because it's hosted by Yahoo. I just basically open a notepad and I put in bracket, HTML, bracket, body bracket, and I coded it all from scratch. And then I said, okay, this is my template. Then I put it into their page builder thing. Boom, that was it. And then I had to show David how to use page builder. And then that was where it went. So right now it's like if we decided, oh, hey, we want to have a link now for the YouTube channel on the site existed right now, he has to go through and space it just right, copy it all that one main page, copy, and then go to every single page and dump it. That's
what I'm doing now with those flip-throughs, trying to connect them to the site, and it's that easy.
Yeah.
Because with WordPress, it's all very visual. And the good news
even what I do for my greening promotions, it's all just it's GoDaddy's page. I mean, things have evolved. We're talking from 2002, 3, 4, 5. Those page builder tools back then. Now I have one where I can set up a navigation bar, and if I change something, it changes the whole site.
Right. Exactly, and it's easy. Like as I go back and I start taking all those flip-throughs I've just recorded and connecting them to the site. At that point, I can go in and look at some of the prices like we talked about last time, some that are a little out of date, and get some of them a little more current. But it's just a matter of finding the time to do it. But now that I've recorded all the videos and that's done, that was the hardest part of it. Again, thankfully, because it's on WordPress, you can go in and you can update this stuff. So if you guys use that as a format, I think it'd be great. It's just a matter of sort of transferring everything over. Once it's there, it's really easy for David.
The copying and pasting is going to be easy because I can literally go through, and we already have the whole site backed up. So even if I did lose the site, like it went down for a while, I have it all. I still have it all. I mean, well, David has it all locally on multiple drives, backed up and then backed up, and then backed up. So it's just all there. And it all is copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. The problem is all the images will no longer be linked. We have to relink all the images again, re-upload them all to the new server, and then relink them again.
That's probably the most time consuming of what you guys did is those images. And that's when I did the flip throughs. I realized, this is a stopgap until Tony and David can get the images up to date, but that's going to take you guys a fuck of a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time. It's a long time. But the thing is, everything that exists already is already sized and ready to go. It's just link. Yep. No problem. It's going forward. We're going to need guys like Chuckster and Nick and anybody else who've got images. Like every once in a while, I don't do eBay like I used to. So every once in a while I do search eBay and I find, oh my God, it's a one of one Steph and Triple H, autograph. I got to say that image because I never know when I might need it. I never know I'm going to see it again. So we're going to need stuff like that because that's where we're the completest. Because my collection, because I'm going to be going through and selling most of my collection out. I don't need it anymore. My collection is WTC. It was based off my collection. I can see it whenever the hell I want. And the thrill of chase is gone. For me, it's like, unless I'm chasing something actively, once I have it, cool, I got it. Check it out, David. Hey, look, Adam, I got my card. Whatever. It's just, it's tough. It's great. But then after I could sit in the, it's over there. I got it. It's sitting around, it's just how it is. And so, the images are kind of important to me. That's the thrill of chasing. I was finding the images when guys like you guys have, one of ones or one of tens or stuff like that. When I pulled Topps sent me product, I pulled that 1 of 10 Undertaker autograph card. I had number 1 of 10. I sold it, but I scanned front and back before I got rid of it because I never know when I'm going to see it again. But it'll be an example of the 1 of 10. I'm sure I can find one, but now if I have the card physically, that's the best copy there is, right? So
for the last few years, Topps has been releasing so many sets with so many different parallels that I stopped collecting parallels years ago. Because if I can get the base set, I'm good. Because some sets have, my favorite set of all time, obviously, was that 2010 Platinum. It had like 7 parallels. I have like 5 of the parallels complete almost, but that's the last time I stopped collecting parallels because who needs that much of the same thing?
Even those first couple of releases, those first Heritage release when they did the chrome, they did the parallels, those were kind of a pain in the ass to collect too.
Yeah, because they have fractors, superfractors, refractors,
X-fractors.
Now, Chuck, just on that platinum set, if I'm with David Porto. I wish parallels didn't exist, but that top
me too.
2010 platinum set is the one exception, because that's the one set where the actual backs were the entire card. So the red set were all red, the greens were all greens. They were actually cool. But the top heritage, the heritage set from 2005, Tony, that's when it all went downhill for me, because here's the base set, but then you got the refractor set, the chrome, whatever it was, the superfractor. And that's when all of a sudden your cards, the number of cards in the set goes through the roof.
Now you don't really care, Adam, about parallels, or you just go after guys you like parallel wise, or?
Well, for parallels for me, it's just like, I'm a completist and I know I am. So when I was collecting other things like figures and whatnot, I realized that, okay, so when I get every single piece in this set, no one's going to buy it from me because it's going to be $12,000. So I figure I like to get the base. It's fun. I like to use my Excel spreadsheet and kind of organize things, but unless it's a certain person, I don't really care about the parallels at all.
How do you separate yourself from that? Because it's so hard. That's what gave me, that's kind of why I start really collecting in I think Insider might have been the last that I really kind of went after a little bit. But after that, I never, because I'm a completist. Like when those Fleer stuff came out, I had to have everything, and I had everything. So it was hard to do. But now I can't do it. There's no way I could do it. Like I'm more interested in seeing like when Chuckster posts something like, or Nick posts something on Twitter now, they show these cool independent cards. Those are fucking cool to me. I want to go after those kind of things.
Yeah, for me to separate it from my completist attitude is the fact that if I cannot get it myself physically from buying a pack, and I have to search eBay for it, I don't want it. I want to be able to get a couple hobby boxes, a few packs here and there, complete it. Right now I just completed the WrestleMania set with just the base roster and some of the other cards. It was nice. It took a few hobby boxes and some clearance packs, but I feel accomplished. And I could have gone on eBay and bought them all for too much, but this is how I do it. So I felt accomplished and I did it that way.
What do you do with your extras?
They sit in boxes, and they're in Excel spreadsheets. So basically, it's I have 7 of these or 5 of these, whatever it is. I use COMC a lot to sell my cards. I send a lot of stuff to them, and it's kind of nice because it's consignment based, and we all understand what that is. And sometimes I use that money towards a blowout cards gift card, or I'll just buy some supplies, or I'll just send it back to myself. So I like doing that. I usually send them stuff in 50 packs, and they sell pretty quickly.
Oh, nice. How about you, Chuckster? Do you sit on all your extras?
I have a lot of them. I will sell them if someone's interested in the bases. I don't sell them for much because I'm really not in it for the money. I just want them out there. But I have boxes and boxes and boxes of singles and sets already put together. I got one guy that's on our forums board. His name's Kenny Oz. I think you might have seen his name on there. He's always hitting me up, hey, I need this card to complete a set or that card to complete a set. And I'll send them to him. If he has something I need, he'll send it to me. We really don't even exchange money. We just kind of help out with cards. But I have tons of base sets that, anybody's welcome to contact me to see if I have it. If I do, it's just a matter of, a couple dollars just to cover postage and get it out. And,
I don't have the number I used to have.
I've been collecting. Yeah, I've been collecting since the early 80s. I'm 62. And I started in retail back in 78. So I had access to cards, to figures, to magazines. Those were my big 3, all wrestling, no other sports, just wrestling. Figures got too expensive. Magazines started fading out after the Monday Night Wars went away. So cards seemed to be the thing to collect and the easiest to store. And just the thrill of the chase was still and still is sometimes. I like to buy 1 or 2 boxes just to open it to see what hits I get. And then the rest of it, whatever I can't find, I'll just pick up for next to nothing on eBay. But yeah, I got tons of stuff clear back to 85.
Man, as a card collector, is there no better feeling than just opening up packs?
Exactly. When I opened up that Charlotte Flair one, her first one on a chrome, and of course she had a really nice, smooth, clean signature, and she put a little heart by it, and it was just to open that and find that. It's like, wow, that's pretty cool,
I don't have as many singles as I used to have. I don't have. I sold them a lot of singles at 2,000 at a time.
I got a lot from you. I even have that Trish Stratus Lita dual autograph card I bought.
Oh, yeah.
I have the autographed one and the unautographed one. I bought them both from you several years ago.
I sold there's a gentleman out of St. Louis that found me somehow, and he would buy 2,000 cards of just random wrestling cards at a time for me, and I guess he put them in little stacks together in vending machines all throughout St. Louis areas like that. So he was looking for anything, St. Louis teams as well. But he said, I think I'm going to try the wrestling stuff too. And if you got girls, that'd be good too. I want to try and put that in the, and so he bought probably, I don't know, 10, 12,000 singles from me over the years like that. And all of a sudden, never heard from him again.
I won an auction on eBay one time. Some woman, I guess her son had gone away to college and she was cleaning out stuff. And she said, I got all these all these binders of wrestling cards. Best offer gets them. And I got the best offer for like $75 for like a huge box, about 3 or 4 binders full. And when I got it, I opened it up. There was an Andre the Giant from the David Peck collection.
Yeah.
There was
we'll just call it the David Peck collection.
Yeah.
From the Wrestling All-Stars, there were several cards. There wasn't a Hogan or Flair, but man, there was an Andre, and there was a lot like Moolah. There was some of the really, really harder to find ones in there. And I thought, oh my gosh, when her son gets home from college,
he's going to be pissed off.
Real happy. There was some really nice stuff in there.
Yeah, I used to collect comics, but my mom threw them all away.
Adam made an interesting comment about the parallels, about the fact that you can't sell them. Like if you put together a second degree or third degree as an aggregate, no one's going to pay you $1,200 or $1,500 for that set.
Sure.
So really, it's a labor of love kind of thing. You're doing it because you want to have it, or as in the case of 2010s, because they look cool. You can do the rainbow sort of fans of the different colors, but they don't make sense financially. To buy them and hold on to them for.
Do you think that the parallel singles probably sell better as singles from someone like a Husker Have who specializes in that kind of stuff?
Yeah, probably. And it's interesting that you mentioned Husker Have, because he's a guy that I think we haven't mentioned a lot in these videos, but Anthony's been around this business for quite a while.
Yep.
And he knows his stuff, and he might be someone we might want to get on one of these down the way. I haven't bought a ton of stuff for him, but when I did the price guide, he was around then. I knew that he used to deal with the Grimm, and this dude knows his stuff, specifically the stuff from Europe, and he's found stuff out of Russia and Italy, and he's really gone out of his way to sort of unearth some of this stuff. So I'm pleased that you mentioned Anthony. And that's Husker Have, and he's one of the few guys that has been consistently retailing just wrestling cards throughout this time.
Yeah, he's I spoke to him once on the phone years ago, and I was interested in selling out all my singles to him, and we just couldn't come to a deal, or I don't remember what the process was, but I think at the time, he may still be, he was in Alaska. That's where he's stationed.
I don't know him that well, but I just want to make sure that he doesn't feel left out of this conversation.
Oh, no.
We've mentioned
I've dealt with him for years. It's been awesome. He's been able to get me everything. His prices are decent. And I've got a lot of his Russian stuff too.
Have you? Yeah, I haven't bought a lot from him, but I've realized that he's been there throughout. And every time I look at his main, I call it his collage of all of this stuff. It's very handy because you can click here, click there. And he's got more, I think he's got more individual sets than I've listed, because I won't do some of these weird things that he finds. But
you ever dealt with Adam? You ever dealt with Husker Have?
No, I have not.
No. He's like I said, these guys said he's a long-time seller. I think he collects too, but he's a long-time seller of. He specializes in wrestling singles. I don't think he sells complete sets. He just sells singles, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He bought a lot of my Fleer. He cleaned me out of most of my Fleer. The only thing he didn't get was my Fleer Divas stuff. So I still have extra Fleer Divas, but he got just about everything else I had of Fleer.
Yeah, he's been around a long time. I've never bought from him before, but I was tempted because I think I'm still missing one card from that old. Remember that Animotion set, little Animotion set? Missing one card number 16. That's it. That card, that's such a hard set to put together.
I might have that. I have a bunch of those loose. When I was doing my flip throughs,
low numbers are hard to come by. Anything below 90 is hard to come by.
Yeah, I've got a lot of loose Pro Minter stuff. Not a full set, but I might have a 16 in there. I'll have a look for you.
Adam, you collect, because I've kind of feel like I know these two guys, so this is my first time really meeting you. So I keep going to you.
That's fine.
So do you collect any independent stuff at all, or are you just mainstream? You said, have you ever gone after independent stuff or foreign stuff?
I've started to go right now, basically looking at any of the German stuff, I've been trying to get my hands on a lot of that, the older WWF stuff, just because those cards are just so, I know it sounds stupid, but they're so colorful. They're so ridiculous out there. I think gold or something like that. I like those a lot.
You going about the Merlin gold sets and stuff like that, all those Merlin sets?
Yep. All the Merlin sets, those are a lot of fun, and they got, for some reason, anytime I get them, and I get them in sets, they're in great condition. I mean, some of them are really gradable cards, and I'm getting them from overseas. One of the fun things, and of course, we've always talked about the Monty Gum. Those are just
that's fun.
They're ridiculous. Yeah. They're just. I have one downstairs in my collection that says I think it says Ivan Koloff, and it's Nikolai Volkov and the Sheik in the picture. I'm like, what is this? What is this? So yeah, it's just a lot of fun to have those.
Those are funny cards, man.
Yeah.
Very funny cards. Yeah. If I had my collection here, it's like that. I have a lot of singles from those Merlin stuff.
Yeah, those are great. Those are great.
Like you said, when you find them, like sometimes you either find they're pretty well warped or they're in perfect condition. And it's like, I'm like, are they still printing these? I mean, what the hell's going on? This is such a good quality
One
here.
of the more unique sets I found was that one from Ireland where they put little word bubbles above the guys and had them saying silly things.
The wacky sets. The wacky.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I love that.
That was a hard set to complete as well. And then I managed to get a whole bunch of singles left over from that, but that was a hard set to put together. David
it took me a long time to do it, but I finally did it.
Chuck, this one's for you and Tony as well. A hard set from recent memory. I don't know if you have this one, but I've never been able to get the set. Is the 2016 NXT, and that was the first set that Topps put out online only. It didn't make its way to stores. They put out a box, and the boxes were 5 cards and 1 autograph, and that's what the boxes were. And
I did not get it. I've seen it online, different places, bits and pieces of it, but I've never seen the whole set.
That's the only base set that I've never been able to put together. Like I've got 17, 18, 19.
Yeah, me too.
I've been trying to go back, and I'm not a go and put a set together, 2 cards at a time kind of guy. And I can't find that set as a whole anywhere. I can't even find lots of that stuff. And like $2-3 a card, yeah, you can grab a bunch. But I'm just wondering, Chuck, if you managed to get your hands on it, because that's the one I can't find.
I did not, but I'll keep my eyes open when I'm shopping around. If I see one, I'll grab it.
I'm in the market, obviously, for set for nothing else, just to do the flip through. But that's the one that was a glaring omission. Like, how did I miss that set? And I remember, because it went on online only. It never made its way into stores and such. And,
how do you guys feel about that? There's so much online stuff that goes on these Topps Now, and
there was one this year with Triple H. Chuck, you probably have that one.
Yes, I did. I missed the autograph, but I got everything else.
Yeah, I've got that Triple H one, and that was an online only thing as well. And you do the Topps Now stuff, which I don't do. The Topps Now stuff gets released for people that don't know, usually right after an event, and then you jump on and you get a card, and they're normally
so for someone like me, because I haven't collected any wrestling cards, like I said, maybe 07, and obviously the periodic stuff at Topps, because I had a connection at Topps. I found out he doesn't work there anymore now. Now he actually works for WWE. They would send me like I get a big box from FedEx like that of just like Undisputed, WrestleMania. I mean, all the different things in blister packs and retail boxes. There are a couple of hobby boxes. But other than that, I haven't really collected since 07. So what is this Topps Now stuff? What is this online stuff? How does it work? Is it virtual stuff? Do they actually send you a card?
There's the Slam digital stuff we talked about last time. That's not even cards, so we won't even go there. They're just pretend, I'll send you money, you'll send me a JPEG, and it ends on my phone. But the Topps Now is legitimate cards that they put out after an event. Chuck should be talking about this because he has them all, and he prices them for me.
And you collect those? Is that something you do collect too, Adam, or no?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I just picked up I think 5 of the Karrion Kross and the Roman Reigns from the last event. So from SummerSlam, really. Yeah. So I thought that was awesome. The NXT event. I get them all the time. They come in a beautiful little plastic case, and they've got some foam underneath them. They're packed really well. Sometimes I'll pick up the rookie if it's sitting there. I didn't really need a Dominic Mysterio rookie signature, but
sure.
No, I think they're great. I think I even picked up some of the Star Wars ones that they do.
That's called the Living Collection, right? The Living Collection.
Yeah, the Living Collection. I like those as well.
Yeah, the Topps Now will go online live after a pay-per-view. The next pay-per-view's on a Sunday night. Then on Monday morning, they'll pick 5 or 6 shots from that show and put them online for a couple of days, and that's it. And people will order. Once people order, then they shut down the ordering, and they'll only print the amount that was ordered.
Okay.
So the least, and they've been doing this for what, 4 or 5 years now, Paul?
Jesus
And
Christ.
and the lowest print amount I have seen was been like 29 cards for one, because it wasn't a real popular card. And Ronda Rousey's was over 1,100 when hers first came out. So if you got all of them, if anybody put together a full set, me, there's only 29 sets out, because the lowest print card, there's only 29 of it.
Okay.
So even though there might be hundreds of one, there's only 29 of that one. And realistically, who's putting it all together? Because some people are buying, the more you buy of one card, the less they are. So if somebody buys 5 or 6 Undertakers and nothing else from that set, you know, if there's, who knows if 29 sets really do exist?
Sure.
I know one set does.
So how from a checklist standpoint, how would you archive that for a collector? Would you put them based by year? Would you put it as an ongoing, like the magazine cards, like it's an ongoing series?
If you'll check on Paul's site, all of my things except for the last couple of months is on his site. And like for every pay-per-view that comes out, say WrestleMania of this year, I put WrestleMania 4 something, whatever the date was, and list all the cards that was from that set. And they're consecutively numbered. So once, like if WrestleMania is 1 through 5, then SummerSlam would come out and it would be 6 through 10. And so each year they consecutively number them. And at the beginning of each year, then they start back at 1 again.
So there is the checklist would be for like 2016, 2017, 2018. Yes. Okay. Right. So it would be similar to the magazine cards or the like the Gold Bond ice cream cards, things like that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then they also put out specialty sets, like Paul was talking about the Triple H card set. It was like his anniversary set. So they released a series of like 25 or 30 cards. I can't remember what was in it. And it's, instead of called Tops Now, they're called Tops on Demand. And it's done from the top side also, but you can't buy the individual cards. You have to buy the full set of it. So they did a Mother's Day one here this past year with all the female wrestlers in it, and that were mothers. And they did one with I think they had an Undertaker one, if I'm not mistaken. I know they did a Triple H. They put them up for sale for a couple of days, and then whoever orders them, that's how many sets are available. So it's an interesting concept. It's expensive, and it really cuts into my collecting money. But
sounds like a virtual version of the old those gold cards from Danbury Mint.
Yeah, I have all those too. Yes, exactly.
Well, Chuck, we've got a bit of work to do on 2020 because you haven't sent me anything yet this year.
I haven't this year at all.
Wow.
Okay.
Look at Paul's throwing the whip out at Chuckster already, man. Like, come on, get off your ass, man.
Yeah, they're in this book.
I rely on Chuck for that stuff now because a lot of people come to the site looking for that stuff, and that all comes from Chuck. Like Chuck is getting all the Tops Now stuff. He's priced it all for me. He sends me the image, and the best thing, God bless you, is that it's all done in my format. So when he sends it to me, it's real easy to sort of plunk it in and make it fit in like everything else. And then it presents itself nicely on the site.
That's awesome.
As if it's just another release. As a collector, that's one thing I've never gotten into because I don't do one card at a time. I buy sets, whereas I just don't have the patience or the money to do the way Chuck has done it. But he's done a fantastic job. And I think Nick has got a good number of them as well.
Yeah.
He does.
The two of them really have gotten themselves a nice collection on Tops Now stuff.
Well, that's good because we're going to need that information at one point here. Yeah. So.
Well, that's the good news is I have a lot of that done already, Tony. So when you guys are ready, it'll just be transferred right over from my site to you guys.
So David had posted up when we talked about it, he said we would list those things like we do the magazine cards, which I suspected. But then he just said, thank God for Charles. Love you, buddy.
Love you too, David.
So yeah, well, some interesting stuff here, guys. I don't want to take a whole lot of your guys' time. I know everybody has lives here and it's like that. I mean, I could sit here and talk all day, but I'm sure my wife wants to come in here. We have some editing to do for some pictures we took yesterday on our little trip. So, but yeah, we covered some ground here, it's like that. But I think I kind of go maybe on a monthly, have a roundtable thing. Maybe we'll.
Can I tell you one more thing, Tony, before you wrap up?
Sure.
I twittered this and the David Arquette movie. See it.
Yeah.
Definitely watch a David Arquette movie. It's fucking fantastic.
You saw it too already? So you saw it? How about?
Oh yeah.
most guys that would be given the championship that they didn't deserve, and he went through, and take the flack for it. 10, 15 years down the line, most guys would let it go. Not this man.
Yeah,
and,
great movie. He
no,
respects the hell out of the business.
He might not have been all the way there upstairs, but man, this guy had heart.
Don't you have to be not all the way up there upstairs to be part of the business?
I was right impressed, and RJ City is one of the guys from Greektown around the corner at our local federation. It was nice to see him in the movie, but even to any non-wrestling fan, just a great.
What was the name of the movie, Paul? What was the name of the movie?
It was called "You Cannot Kill David Arquette."
It's brand new. It just came out like not too long
ago.
ago.
2 weeks ago, Chuck. Yeah. It's called "You Cannot Kill David Arquette." I got it on Google Play. I'm going to watch it again now because I got it for 48 hours before it runs out. But for any wrestling fan, you got to see it. I was never a big Arquette fan, but I thought the movie was just fantastic.
So before we go, so Paul, you're out of Toronto.
Toronto, Canada.
Where are you at, Chuckster?
Maryland.
And what about you, Adam?
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Oh, maybe you were the guy buying all my singles. Was it you?
No. I moved here 7 months ago. I'm from Michigan.
Okay.
I moved here from Wisconsin, so yeah, no.
Okay. All right. I'm like, oh, maybe St. Louis. All right. And I'm in Arizona, and was California, but David Porto, my partner, he's in Bakersfield, California. So it's just interesting to be able to talk to different people. I'm kind of hoping that eventually one day this will open up something where I can have someone who's English speaking, but I can talk to someone from Japan. And there's it's always the mystery stuff like that. But like that, me posting that Raven card the other day showing it, and you made that post, Chuckster, really kind of started some conversations about, where it came from in these little nine. Yeah. I had no idea where that card came from, to be honest with you. I think I got it from Raven himself. I think he gave me that card, I think.
Yeah.
Did you see somebody under my comments section said that he had spoke with Tommy Dreamer about that?
Yeah.
And Dreamer had told him that they were released during a tour that they had done of Japan.
I'd like to know what year. That helps out to identify what year.
Yeah, there's nothing on the card. I've looked it over from head to toe with the magnifying glass.
Nothing on it. There's no year. I'd have to say it's somewhere like 96, 97, somewhere in that range. Maybe.
Yeah, I could probably find out for you. Tommy Dreamer and I are actually buddies, so I can give him a call.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome.
It'd be nice to know about those cards. Find out where they, just to have like an idea of where the year they came from, and then we can kind of build from there.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, well, those pictures I posted, that as far as I know, that's all of them. That was a complete 9-card set.
Well, someday we're going to have to get some nice, high-quality scans from you, Chuckster.
Got it.
Well, guys, I really appreciate your time on this one. I hope we can do it again soon, like monthly. Well, in the future, I'll have like a topic on hand. Today was kind of a free-form thing, but definitely I think we're going to have to tackle rookies eventually. I mean, that's going to be a conversation that seems to be everybody's got an opinion on that. I love to have David Peck on again for that one as well, because he has I love his response though. His response is, fuck it, just buy whatever you want that makes you happy. Buy them all. Just buy them all.
Yeah.
So I get that, but people out there who are trying to pad their listings, like rookie, I get it. Shit, I did it for I had a Beckett 9.5 Stone Cold from cards I put up there, and I put it rookie because technically I think that is his rookie, to be honest with you. It's a widely released product. So yeah, we'll have some more conversations about some other topics like that, but just kind of, it's good to get different opinions like that and everything. I think we all kind of collect different things anyways. Well, you guys all collect. I'm telling you about it, the next one I'm posting next Friday, that makes me want to collect again with that guy I talked to. He makes me want to collect again. And I can't wait to share it with you guys like that. It was a great conversation. It was the shortest interview I've had so far, I think 25 minutes. But it just made me want to collect again. Just so it's good stuff, man. All right, guys. I really appreciate your time, guys. We're going to abruptly
nice to meet everybody.
Yeah, nice to see you, Chuck. Nice to meet you, Adam.
Nice meeting you, Adam.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
All right, we'll talk again soon, guys.
All right, thanks, Tony.
Out of here.